Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be going over the Jasper.ai FAQ Generator, where you can enter blog posts with a list of FAQs on your topic. Keep in mind these are just going to be a list, as it says, like it's not going to actually answer them, but given the fact we're using Jasper, there's going to be a way you can answer them if you want, which I'll show you how to do. If you'd like to follow along, I will leave my link in the description where you can get a free trial and 10,000 bonus words for testing out. So let's begin. I already have a couple tabs open and I'm going to give you a few examples. Then at the end, I'm going to actually show you how you can answer some of these. So in case you're not familiar with Jasper, on the left side is what we're going to be entering in. There is going to be an option if you want to change around the language. We're going to go with English on this. I'll do a different video if you want to see like Spanish or Italian, but either way, the topic is going to be, is AI copywriting software worth using for online business owners? So that's going to be the question. Tone of voice can be witty, can be professional, excited, whatever you want to do. But for this, I'm going to have two inputs and I'm going to click on generate and see what we get. Okay, so this is going to be similar to the tweet machine template. In case you didn't see that video, that was a lot of fun to use. That whenever you have one input, you get a lot of them. So with this, it looks like 8. Sometimes it can be 10, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but expect to get a lot of content or just lists that you can use. So these are going to give you some great ideas where if your article or blog post was about this, or maybe even a video, these are some questions that you can also put at the bottom of them and of course answer or just ask, and maybe for some output, leave a comment down below. You know, if you need help when it comes to what exactly an AI copywriting software is, I can do another article. You know, it's another great way to get feedback and ask questions, but let's go over these. So what exactly is AI copywriting software? Do I need to be a tech wizard to use it? What are the benefits of using AI copywriting software for my online business? How much does it cost? Are there drawbacks to using AI copywriting software? These are good questions. What if I still want to use a human copywriter? How do I know if the software is any good? Where can I get AI copywriting software? So these are all great questions related to this, where you could actually, if you needed room for more content, you could put these either within it or at the end. It's really going to be up to you, right? And if it is a FAQ, usually it's only a few sentences to answer, depending on how much content you need or how long you want to go with it. I won't read the other ones just because you can see those. So if you want to read those yourselves, you can always just go back and pause it, but let's move on to the next one. And so for the next random example, quote unquote, almost random, the dangers of skateboarding. I broke my arm. I snapped it in half in 8th grade because of skateboarding. So I'm very well aware of these. So what I did is, once again, two outputs. I'm going to go with professional for the tone of voice. Let's generate content and see what we get. All right. So here we are. Once again, we have 8. So it looks like we get 8 with each input we have, so 16 total. What are the dangers of skateboarding? How can I avoid injury while skateboarding? What are the most common skateboarding injuries? How can I tell if my child is ready to start skateboarding? What kind of skateboard should I buy for my child? How can I teach my child to skateboard safely? What are some tips for skateboarding in traffic? What should I do if I witness a skateboarding accident? So these are all good. These are, notice how they're related. I put dangers of skateboarding, but this is kind of another angle. Like, what if you see someone else get hurt? Like, what do you do in a scenario like that? So some of these were repeats. So one's going to be a repeat. How can I avoid injuries while skateboarding? 2, and then it, tampers off. What should I do if I fall while skateboarding? What are the most common skateboarding injuries? How can I protect myself? Obviously, knee pads, helmets, wrist guards. What are some safety tips for skateboarding? What should I do if I see someone skateboarding dangerously? That's an interesting one. Who is at risk for skateboarding injuries? It's funny with number 7 because skateboarding inherently is a very dangerous, I guess you could say, sport or hobby, especially if you're like, jumping over like a set of 10 steps or grinding a rails. That's an interesting question. I wonder how that would get answered. But anyway, let's move to the next one, our last example. What should I know before my big wedding day? In case you weren't following my other videos, I did get married recently. So I was like, I wonder what this is actually going to put for tips, just in case maybe someone hasn't got married and they want to have some advice. So I put factual yet witty. This is actually my new favorite tone of voice. I love doing witty. I feel like it matches my marketing voice, but we got some facts to it. So everything's going to be here business as usual. We have 2 inputs, so we should get around 16 total separate FAQs. Let's generate and see what we get. All right, so here we go. How do I pick the right person to marry? Well, you should probably have that figured out before the wedding even comes up, okay? How do I know if I'm really in love? Should I have a prenup? How do I handle disagreements with my fiance? How do I deal with wedding planning stress? That's a good one. What should I do if I'm starting to have second thoughts? Who pays for what on the big day? How do I manage expectations with friends and family? These are all really solid questions. Let's just do this one. How much does the average wedding cost? Who pays for what in a wedding? How do I choose my wedding party? How do I pick a wedding date? How do I choose a wedding venue, a wedding budget, a wedding dress? And how do I choose the right wedding planner? So ironically enough, I like this one. I looked this up And because I was curious to see what the average was, I want to say it was around 25,000. So either between 20 and 30,000 or just like 25,000. So let's just say we have our list of questions here. Let's just use Jasper to answer some of those. So if I go to the paragraph generator, one of my favorite templates, I'm just going to paste that in there, and then keywords to include, I'll probably just do like wedding costs. So I'll put that in here. All right, so wedding cost, and let's just do one paragraph. So I just need one, and let's click on generate and see what we get. Right, so here we are. And like I said off the top of my head before, I wanted to say it was between like 20 and 30,000. So this one says the average wedding in the US costs around 35,000. So that could be right. I mean, do some research. Everyone who does their, I guess you could say, calculations or the research for this might have a slightly different number, but that's not too far off that I was talking about. So that's good. This figure includes the cost of the venue, food and drink, wedding attire, flowers, music, decorations, and other wedding related expenses. Of course, this amount can vary significantly depending on the size and location of the wedding, as well as the level of luxury desired. A more intimate wedding with a smaller guest list may cost less than $10,000, while a large destination wedding can easily cost upwards of $100,000 or more. Ultimately, it is up to the couple to decide how much they are willing to spend on their big day, and that is most certainly true. I talked about in my previous video how we got hit by the hurricane, and we were looking for a spot in Sanibel, which is all just water. It's like so much of it is just almost gone. It sucks. And it's unfortunate, but there was a spot there where you go there and you rent. It's like this getaway where you get like 8 hotels. You get your own like private little section on the island. I think it started at 50,000 just to book a place there, and you're not even including everything else there. So that is definitely reasonable when it comes to like a destination wedding or like renting out part of an island. So once again, a good example of great content. Not only does it talk about the average of it, but it gives reasons for why it would be that price. And all of this is valid because I just had my wedding. And if you've been married before, you know how it is as well. But that concludes this video. I love combining templates. So we talked about the FAQ generator. So in case you want to use these, you can just plug them into the paragraph generator and you'll have your list of them. And then of course you can answer them with that as well. So in case you're wondering how to do that, that's how it's done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this when it comes to their new template, the FAQ generator. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I will also leave my link in the description where you can get a free trial and some bonus words for Jasper. Thank you so much for watching. My name is James, and I will see you in my next video.